Okay guys, in this video lesson we're going to talk about those pesky zeros, okay? So far we've gone through a lot of work on what is the right precision, what is the right accuracy, what are measured, doing correct measurements, the right estimating, all that kind of stuff. We even know how to round our answers to the proper location when we do math with our measured values. So last piece of the puzzle, and one that kind of gets in our way a little bit, are zeros, okay? So zeros, because they can be used as a placeholder, which was mentioned in the last video, because that they are sometimes measured and sometimes not met part of the measurement, kind of get a little bit of an issue for people who are first working with significant figures and layers of precision and that kind of stuff, okay? So we have some pretty simple rules. Now if you look on a textbook or go online, there's going to be all sorts of lists of rules and stuff you can have for zeros and how they work. I like to make it really simple because I like to use your overall knowledge and comprehension to do it versus just give you a list of rules, okay? So here we go. Biggest thing we need to think about is the zero part of the measurement or not, okay? So here's how we identify it. First of all, any zero that is written to hold a place or is just needed, okay? So mathematically needed, like you can't take a number and just take zeros away from it because it's going to change the mathematical value or the magnitude of that number. So if you need a zero as a placeholder, it's not part of the measurement, okay? Some examples of that, right here. If we measure something down to a very precise mass of 0.0000444 grams, all of these zeros right here, even the one in front of the decimal, okay, are placeholders, okay? Technically, there's a little math rule that says you shouldn't start any number with a decimal, you should put a zero up front. It's a math rule. Anyway, all of these zeros are needed because if I delete them, this number becomes 444. Or if I delete them and put the decimal here, it becomes 0.44. So mathematically speaking, I need these. I need them to hold places. They're not part of the measurement. Same thing here. These zeros here at the end, the only reason why we write them is because if we don't write them, it becomes 55 instead of 5,500. Okay? So I need them. Not part of the measurement. Same thing here. I know for a lot of students, they don't put a zero in front of your decimals, but technically you're supposed to. So if you even see this zero, not part of the measurement, okay? Part B, zeros that are written that are not needed are part of the measurement. Now that may seem a little bit backwards. So like if you need them, they're not part of the measurement. If you don't need them, they are part of the measurement. But if you think about it, when you get zeros that are not mathematically needed, why would you write them? Okay, so let's look down here, 54.00 grams. There's no reason to write 0.00. I don't need it there. Why would I do it, right? Why would I do this extra work if there's no mathematical need for it? Okay, I'm a lazy person. I'm not going to write extra zeros unless I have to, okay? The only reason why I would include extra zeros is I want to tell the world, hey, I measured out to 1/100th of a gram. I measured out to this point. So it just happened to land on zeros. So I put the zeros in to show precision. Same thing here, 0.5400 grams. Same idea where, okay, these zeros aren't needed, but I'm putting there to show that there's precision with that. Okay? That's the basics. Ask yourself the question, are they needed or are they extra? If they're extra, that's because they're extra due to your measurement. If they're needed, they're just a placeholder. Now, we do have a scenario where you might have both. Okay, so what happens if we have placeholders and extras? Okay, that's very possible. Okay, so take a look at both of these here. These zeros are needed, these are not needed. Over here, these zeros are needed, these are not needed. So how do we handle that? Okay, so when you have both inside a problem, you go back to our last little rule. Any zero that is between other measured numbers is also part of the measurement. Okay. Otherwise, apply A and B rules. I should say rules, not runs. Sorry, rules A and B. Okay. So for up here, we have 500.00. Okay. Well, actually, let's come down here first. Okay. So easy examples of this: 505, 5003, 1.0003. So because that 5 is measured, that 0 has to be part of the measurement. Same thing here. that 0.3 is part of the measurement, so all the zeros between are part of the measurement. This 3 is part of the measurement, so all the zeros between are part of the measurement. Okay, this is the simple form. However, when you have both in here, we apply the same concept. Okay, so here that 5 is part of the measurement for sure. I put extra zeros on this because they are part of the measurement from our rule B, which means these are measured, so these ones in the middle are also measured. Okay, it's no different than saying this is measured and this is measured, so this 0 here has to be part of the measurement. So we have 3 layers of precision here. Here we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of precision, or 5 significant figures in this one. We go over here, these zeros are not needed, so they're definitely part of the measurement, so they're part of it. These zeros are needed, but there's nothing between them, so these are not part of the measurement. So here we would just say there's 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of precision. Okay? That's how it kind of works. Okay? I don't want you to get too wrapped up in zeros. They can be a pain in the butt, to be honest with you, in terms of like what's the zero is, what the zero isn't, that kind of stuff. But just simply ask yourself the question, okay? Are these zeros a placeholder or are they extra? If they're extra, they're part of the measurement. If you happen to get a scenario where you have both, apply this rule. This is measured, these were extra, so they're measured, so by default, the ones in the middle are. Okay? And that's it, guys. Okay? We will do some extra practice with this in class. That's it. Thank you.